Entertainment, glitz and glamour all coming your way in this very first edition of Metrofile for the month of February. Thank you so much for sticking with us from January to February, and we hope you still stick with us until the end of this year. So much love we're giving to all our viewers on this edition of Metrofile.
Yeah, it's the month of love, and we have just enough to go around. We just have about 30 minutes to do this, and we're truly excited to share it with our viewers. We do not take it for granted, and special thanks goes out to our online viewers. Thank you so much for making this happen. So, what do we have?
On the show today, the CEO of Regalia and the president of the Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria, FADN, Mrs. Funmi Ajila-Ladipo, collaborates with her daughter to launch their ready-to-wear line.
Also on the show, the entry set of 1970 of Comprehensive High School Ayetoro in Ogun State celebrate 5 decades of their entry into the school.
Plus, family and friends bid farewell to Madam Elizabeth Falade.
Okay, you have seen the sneak peek. It's now time for us to see the details, and that is only if you stick around. But kindly watch out for flash images while we do that. Once again, welcome to the program. I am Ogechukwu.
And I'm Anne Nwawadu. Welcome to the show. Let's begin with fashion. The CEO of Regalia and the president of the Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria, FADN, we're talking about Mrs. Funmi Ajila-Ladipo, who recently collaborated with her daughter to launch their ready-to-wear line.
The fashion industry in Nigeria is one making Nigerians really proud owing to the creative designs being churned out on a daily basis. Collaborations between established and emerging designers have helped the industry evolve, making it one of the most sought after on the continent of Africa. And this ultimately provides jobs for the youths. Wearing proudly made in Nigeria fashion item is now a big thing thanks to those who started this revolution in the industry years ago. One of them is the CEO of Regalia, Mrs. Funmi Ajila-Ladipo, who is also the president of the Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria, FADN. With 36 years experience in the industry, Mrs. Funmi Ajila-Ladipo has sure paid her dues. With her wealth of experience, she no doubt still has more to contribute towards the fashion industry, especially in the area of mentoring and showing the up-and-coming designers the way forward. So, she started the year 2020 on the high with the unveiling of her latest brand of collection, ready-to-wear Regalia, by Fal and Alewa and Ajila, a collaboration she did with her daughter, Alewa. In these collections, Mrs. Ajila-Ladipo and Alewa put their creativity to good use. They played around with different fabrics and the signature adire, which is one of her favorites.
this is the local, you know, adire that we usually, you know, use and we've always used. So we're just adding colors, putting it on chiffon, putting it on cotton, putting it on linen, putting it on satin. Basically just bringing, like, you know, timeless fashion back.
Their works are on display for everyone to feed their eyes, patronize and wear to show the world it is possible in Nigeria.
What we're trying to do is to sell what we do. We're doing the ready-to-wear. So we stop going for the, you know, I have to go and buy my things in Italy. It can also be done. It can be done in Nigeria. All you need to do is to believe in that designer or to believe in the creativity minds of the young people in Nigeria that it can be done. And then you'll get it done.
Mrs. Ajila is still calling for more support for the industry.
When people are divided, you can't come up with anything in one voice. What I would say to them is that we all need to learn from each other. I learn from the young people and they have to learn from people like me when it comes to the techniques of making clothes. So we all need to collaborate. We need to bring our shoulders down and know that some people were in the industry. I still have people I give respect to. So they also have to grow. You have to grow. You don't get there one day. Rome was not built in one day. It's precept by precept.
Her creativity is never in doubt with someone with 3 decades of expertise. Over these years, she has dressed a lot of dignitaries who can attest to her work ethics.
For me, as someone who enjoys fashion, the things that are important to me are comfort, affordability and suitability, and I find all these things in all the designs that Regalia puts out, and that's why Funmi Ajila is one of my favorites.
For her to launch herself out again, to say, now I'm coming out with my daughter, supporting my daughter. I've encouraged so many people in this business. Let me be home to be with my daughter as well. It's a thing of pleasure.
Nigerian fashion is amazing and it's so appreciated all over the world. For a few years now, we've been receiving, you know, visitors to Nigeria, African Americans, you know, people from parts of the continent, and one thing stands out: Nigerian fashion. Particularly what Regalia has in store here is unique, it's beautiful, it's just out of this world.
I like the designs, they're very versatile, very young, very dynamic. You can use the clothing casually, you can use it even in a semi-formal way. And at the same time, it's modest, it's decent and colorful.
With the unveiling of the Alewa and Ajila new line of collection and the birth of the ready-to-wear line for fall, Mrs. Funmi Ajila-Ladipo, who is a fashion and culture ambassador of her home state Ekiti, hopes to continue to advocate for better service and support for the fashion industry in Nigeria.
Well, we say congratulations to Mrs. Ajila-Ladipo and daughter Alewa.